Guys, this is the video for week number 5 on the homework. And so the first topic is being able to compare linear functions between graphs and equations. So topic BQQ is here. So notice it has a function A, which is in a graph, and then function B, which is in an equation. And it's just asking you to compare parts of those two things to see which one's bigger or smaller. So if you look at function A and function B, it's saying the slope of one is bigger than the other or less than the other. So that's what we need to figure out first is, what is the slope? So I'm going to figure out slope for function A, which is from a picture. So if I'm looking at this picture, it looks like here, if I'm looking for a place where it crosses here and here, then I can go up 3 over 1. So my rise over 1 is 3 over 1, which is 3. So that's for function A. For function B, I can look at the equation and see that the number in front of x is slope. So for this example, the number in front of x is 5. So slope is 5. So it's saying which one's bigger, basically, right? So function A is either bigger than B or not as big, less than B, which it is less than B. All right, here again, we're comparing slope. For function A this time is the equation. So if you look in front of x, the slope here, there's no number, but there's always an invisible 1. So 1 is my slope for the first function. And then for function B, if I'm looking at this graph, again, I'm starting here, let's say at 2, and then I want to get to this point over here. So I have to go up 2 over 1. So 2 over 1 is 2. So again, is A bigger or smaller? Which is smaller. Okay, so basically, I think that's kind of what you're working on for this level. Let's go to the next level and see what happens. Oh, same idea. Oh, this time that's talking about y-intercept. So this is for slope, what we just talked about, finding this idea, this fraction. The other thing is could be y-intercept, which is where it crosses the y-axis. And when you're looking at an equation like this for function B, y-intercept is the number alone. So remember, the slope is the number that was in front of x. So in this equation that's up on the screen right now, the slope would be 2. But the number that's by itself is also 2 in this problem, so it's coincidence, but the number by itself is 2. It means the y-intercept here is 2. And so then if I look over at A, for function A, since that's a picture, literally I'm just looking to see where does it cross the y-axis, which is here in the middle here at 5. So my y-intercept for A is 5 and my y-intercept for B is 2, which means that if I'm comparing which one's bigger, the y-intercept of A is bigger than B. So I feel like these stay about the same. Mostly pay attention to whether it's asking you for slope or y-intercept. And hopefully this video will. When you get on to topic N7D, this is similar, but instead of having graphs and equations, this time you have tables, graphs, and equations. So it's a mix of all. So the only thing new will be these tables. So if I was trying to find the slope for function A here with that table, that's where I'm looking to see how much the numbers change. So for example, to get from 14 to 18, I have to go up 4. And then to get from 4 to 5, I have to go up 1. So that change in y over the change in x is 4 over 1. And then for function B, just like we said on the last part, if you're looking for slope, it's the number in front of x, which would be 3. So if I'm comparing 4 and 3, Obviously 4 is bigger, so A is bigger. So same kind of thing here. Slope, so you're looking at the graph and the table. So this is definitely giving us lots of practice with slope. And so if you need more help, you can search for how to find slope from table, or you could put in an equation or a graph. But these types of topics on YouTube might help you if you need more help with this. The next 2 topics for Math 8 are really just a review. So if you look at topic BVQ, you're just deciding which number is a solution. So if I plug in 4 plus 15, does that equal 21? Or do I plug in 6 plus 15 to equal 21? So it's literally just making sure you understand the idea that a solution is going to make the equation true. 16 plus 1. Something minus 3 equals 8, so 11 minus 3. So hopefully this seems pretty straightforward. It is an 8th grade topic, but it's not very hard. Something divided by 2 equals 6. So something divided by 2 equals 6, either 8 divided by 2 or 12 divided by 2. So you're just filling it in and making sure you know how to read it. When you go on from there, the topic 5J4, this is where they're having you actually figure out what it would be. And you can use mental math for that. Something plus 1 equals 5, so W would equal 4. But this is also, where we start talking about inverse operations. Doing it in my head. That idea that if you're adding 1 here to get rid of it, you can subtract 1 from both sides, right? If there's 2 sides of the equation, and so you end up with W equals 4. So these can be handled with mental math, but they also are kind of the first part of the steps that we start talking about. So 2y equals 4. So if I divide both sides by 2, I end up with y equals 2. D divided by 3 equals 1. So if I multiply both sides by 3, to get rid of that 3 on the bottom, I end up with z equals 1 times 3. 1 equals minus 1. So if I add 1 to the side, so these are pretty straightforward. So I don't think this will be too challenging. I'll let you handle it. So hopefully this video will be helpful. I don't think the topics this week are going to be too bad, and we'll practice some more stuff in class. That'll be good for you to know. Okay, good luck.